Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, season one of Agatha is officially done. I saw the last two episodes a couple weeks ago when it came out. Sorry it took me so long to make a video about it. I just wanted to break down a couple of things. So Agatha, Catherine Hahn did a really good job with playing this character. I just don't like Agatha that much. I kind of do, I kind of don't. It's like a love-hate relationship. I do like Agatha as like a concept character. I just don't like how assholic she is in the show. Especially like episode 8 and 9, kind of like, not 9, but episode 8 kind of pissed me off because she kind of was like putting down Jen or whatever, and I get it, her back was against the wall and she was getting desperate. She already made a deal with death to bring Billy to her. But like Jen was like in actual distraught, and she just kept like berating her. I'm surprised Jen didn't get physical with her, because I feel like at this point she should have known that Agatha hasn't been on this road before, because for someone who claims to be on this road, she doesn't know a lot about it at all. Like, it's just random guesses and then just assumptions based on what already happened. It's not like she's actually telling you ahead of time before something happens, you know, as someone should if they ever been on the road. But anyway, they get to the end of the road and it turns out to just go in a circle, which I kind of love. I like that concept. I did miss Lilia in this episode. I feel like they could have definitely used her wisdom. I feel like without Lilia to be the glue that holds the team together, because I used to think it was Billy, but now I think it's Lilia, because like in episode 1, how she was about to steal the witch's power when the ritual didn't, work out. Lilia told her, like, wait, she wants us to shoot her with our magic. She wants to take our powers away from us. And I think Lilia kept the group from falling apart, in a sense of everyone just kind of wanted to beat up Agatha. Like, even in, I think, episode 6, when they were at the treehouse or whatever, and their first instinct was to like punish Agatha, pretty much. Even Lilia kind of went along with it, but I think she said we can just tie her up. Like, she wasn't so sadistic with it. But I now understand Jen's egregiousness with Agatha. Like, she kind of really just hates her and hates her character, in the sense of like she's just a jerk for the sake of being a jerk. And it turns out that like Agatha took her power all along, and I think Jen acted the hell out of this episode. She really gave a star performance. I just felt bad for her. I just felt bad for her. Like, so Agatha stole her magic, I guess in the 1920s, did a spell for some money, didn't realize it was Jen, ended up taking her powers or whatever. And then Jen, reclaimed her magic. She said like, you have no hold over me, or stuff like that, over and over again, until, the unbinding spell worked. And then she got her powers and she flew away from Westview towards the end. I really love Billy's character. I think he's like the character I resonate with the most. He does want to be a good person. It's just really hard to be a good person when you're surrounded by all these shitty people, excluding Lilia. But, and Alice, I guess. And maybe Jen. Maybe Jen. And Mrs. Hart, I guess. Okay, so they weren't all shitty. I think it's just like when Agatha's around a bunch of people, she amplifies people's negative emotions so much, it brings out the worst in them. So it makes them all seem like shitty people when really they're just like a bunch of regular people that have powers. But Agatha just brings out the worst in them. Billy actually created the what's it called, the road, the witch's road, which I thought was a pretty cool aspect. How he did it better than Wanda did in WandaVision, in a really more interesting way. And even Agatha mentioned that, like, yeah, you actually used your powers in an interesting way this time, unlike your mother, who made, breakfast for dinner, which was a cameo to like the last episode of WandaVision. But I think that Wiccan will soon become more powerful than Wanda, because like right now, I wouldn't say, a lot of people say they're neck and neck. I wouldn't say they're neck and neck. I think Wiccan is like a little bit below her, just because she had a taste of the Darkhold or whatever, and she has all that knowledge. So we don't really know how powerful Wanda is at this point. We have seen it in Multiverse of Madness, but we haven't seen it when she's like not insane. She didn't. Her only focus was finding her kids, and she was doing that by whatever means. But I think like until she calms the fuck down, because she was just, the Darkhold was enhancing her emotions. That really wasn't Wanda per se, even though it kind of still was. Like, she should take 100% responsibility for what she did. It's just that she was influenced by the Darkhold. So we don't know how powerful she is when she's in her right state of mind. That's what I'm trying to say. But Wiccan can probably surpass her pretty soon because his powers are actually very, if not even more detailed than Wanda's. Like Wanda's, I think her power. Doctor Strange said her power was like really realistic. She was smelling one of her apples, and he was like even has like the smell. So that's how like very detailed her powers are. But Wiccan, it's like there was actual risk. He wasn't in control. It was just very subconscious, and I mean, poor Mrs. Hart because he actually did kill her, but but even like the riddles, like think about like the details in every episode, the outfits, the locations, the riddles, the timer in every single section, the fact that like he like basically conjured Agatha's mother's spirit to haunt her. Even Death was like impressed with like what he was able to do with this place. Like he was like, oh wow, damn, this is like whimsical, and everyone's kind of impressed to a certain extent. I think that I can't wait to see more Wiccan. I can't wait to see him with his brother in like Vision Quest. Apparently, he's supposed to come back in Vision Quest, so hopefully that works out. And I think episode 9 of Agatha proves that she does a lot better when she's around other characters instead of just by herself. I feel like when Agatha is by herself with Wiccan, she's like, well, not by herself with Wiccan, but like just by herself as a character. When she has like too many quips and time alone and just dialogue with Death, it's very annoying. She comes off as very scrutinizing and very sadistic, whereas with Billy, she's a little bit more. Her hard edges are a little bit more shaven off. You know, she's softening it up a little bit. I also like this wardrobe with the white hair and the bluish, purplish outfit. I think that suits her well. I think Death was trying to get her because she tried to escape death so many times. She lived for over 4 centuries. So Death was like, yeah, your time is up. You belong to me now. But I do like this outfit a lot, especially with the brooch. It kind of, completed the outfit. Yeah, I understand why Billy tried to banish her because she was just super annoying throughout this entire show. And he was just sick of her, honestly. And I mean, she betrayed him in the last, like, I think episode 8. And then he just had to manipulate her into helping him. I think that's why I didn't like. I think I kind of like it, but I also didn't like it. I didn't like how she still betrayed him after he like basically helped her and tried to save her butt. But I do like the fact that like not all villains have to have a redemption arc. Sometimes they can just stay shitty. Like sometimes she could just be bad and just only show goodness when it comes to Billy, and that's fine enough for me. I didn't come to terms with that until episode 9. I did like her backstory though with her son. I didn't understand when she said to Death, all you Death basically said that she gave her something that no one has ever received ever before in humankind, in human history. And she said, you don't give, all you do is take. And I'm like, you're wrong. She did give you more years with your son who was supposed to die in childbirth. You know? Like, she was supposed to die, he was supposed to die in childbirth, gave you 6 more years. I mean, she didn't tell you how much time you had, but I don't think that would have made a difference. I think it would have made it worse if you knew how much time you had, just because, like, I think she would have like panicked as she got close to that expiration date, per se. And I think the only reason he died was only the reason why Nicholas died is because that was like the only day where she like didn't want to kill any witches to keep him alive. I think she killed witches essentially just because she wanted to ward off death and keep her busy, so that way she would have souls to take back while she takes raises her son. Imagine how many people you have to kill every single day in order to just ward off death from your own child. Like, he lived for 6 years, so that's, let me see. Do I have my phone with me? Like 365 times 6, basically. And then probably multiply that by like 4, because I think she kills witches like 4 at a time at least. Or 3 or 4 at a time. But I love this season so much. I wasn't really sure about it because the first 2 episodes were kind of iffy to me. I didn't hate it. It's just, it was okay. But it picked up momentum. All the characters had really good chemistry with each other. I really enjoyed Willie becoming Wiccan, even though I knew he was Wiccan all along. It was pretty obvious, especially with the Funko Pop teaser. But, or spoiler, it was still nice, the way they did it. And I think this side of Marvel is like the best side of Marvel so far. The magical side, because you can pretty much do anything with it. I like the fact that it was low budget. I like the fact that it had practical effects instead of like special effects. I think practical effects were a lot better than special effects nowadays, just because, you know, it just wasn't as much CGI. And I just loved it even more. It made it feel more immersive and realistic and campy. Um, I almost cried in. I think episode 9 was okay for me. I didn't really like episode 9 that much because I focused on her backstory a little too much in that episode. I wish they placed that a little bit more differently. I think episode 8 was like the final episode for me, and episode 9 was like the epilogue. And that's fine. That's okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's all I have for this season. This season was great. I hope they don't have another season. I hope they just keep it like this so they don't ruin it. Like, just keep it pure. Keep it okay. Keep it all right. Um, it's good. Don't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, until next time, guys, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to, you know when I'm posting videos. But I don't post it often, so you're good. But anyway, this was a great show. I would rate it like, ooh, realistically, I would rate it like 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. There were a couple things I didn't like, but they weren't huge. Trooping to probably like a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's just the first 2 episodes the reason why I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. So yeah, 9 out of 10 would be great for me. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.